Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing this evening? Just want to pop on here and see if there's any questions anybody wants to ask, and can you please be so kind to keep it to one question, because I'm trying to get to the many, if not all, depending on how many are on with me. And please, there's so many out there impersonating me, acting like they're me and they're not me, so look for the blue check mark. Of course, I have that on Instagram. And please, you can get a hold of me at chrisrightnow.com, which is my website, or call the office at area code 408-379-7070. That's the only way that you can get a hold of me. I will not solicit you. I will not friend you. When I'm on here and someone's friending you, it's not me, so be smart about it. Keep your personal information to yourself. But if you like to book a reading with me, it's chrisrightnow.com, which is my website, or you call the office at 408-379-7070. If I'm not calling you from that number, it's not me. We've had one number over 50 years. It's not going to change, and that's going to continue to be the only phone number. Cheryl, thank you for being a member. Loopy, thank you. Tanya, you three, thank you for being members. You guys make this possible to have me here to do this in the first place. So everyone, thank the members, because they make this happen. Appreciate you guys. And all three of you saying hello, Chris. So I'm saying hello back to you guys. Miss Betty, hello, Chris. And if you like what you see, can you give me a thumbs up and like it, because it has a way of pushing the channel further out. That means it's about paying it forward, and we can help more people we can help. That's what the name of the game is helping each and everybody here. Michelle, thank you. Kelly Higgins, thank you. Kelly, I don't know the exact time that you were born. I wouldn't be able to get that to the minute or to the day. If I could do that, I'd give you the winning lottery picks and we'd all be done, but I can't really get that. You got to be very careful with that, because if you're doing like astrological chart stuff, I mean, when my daughter was born, they called it out like 2 minutes after the fact that my daughter was born. I was keeping track, and they forgot about it and called it out 2 minutes later. That means everything in your chart is going to be wrong. So you got to make sure you got the right information to get the right information, okay? Because that stuff is important. Michelle Mosca, will I get married again? I believe that you have a companion, a lot like marriage, but I think that's going to take about 20 or so months. And that means today, if you get out and activate, because it certainly is not going to come in on its own, but you do have a really good companion out there. So just activate, so you do your part to cross each other's path is what it's about. Okay, see, I'm reading you guys. Is sell houses? Hi, Chris. Can you give me some insight career-wise? I would do anything that you could do, use and utilization of space, working with people, doing 3D, walking through homes, like where you have a professional camera person in there and walking through it so they can actually look at this and go to it, and it's all in 3D form, so the person can actually go out and buy the house without actually going to the house itself and walking through it, because that will be big for you. But it takes time to do that and get that done, but that's the way I'd head if I was you. Real estate. Okay, Leanne Carden, I think you're right. I think your dad's around. I don't think your dad has to say something, because they don't. A lot of times my mother, I'll see her out of my peripheral vision. She'll be walking through my house. Doesn't mean that Sylvia has something to say. She can just be doing her thing and walking through the property and checking on everything. So I believe that's kind of what your dad does, but realize they always said love, light, and energy. It's always nice that they're not more than yelling distance from us. But don't be put off and things like that, because not always and very seldom do they have messages. And if they do, it's maybe 1 or 2 words. It's not going to be like sitting down having a coffee or tea, especially because we realize that they have a blueprint and a chart of their life. That means they know everything that we're going to do. They can fast forward our life and watch us pass. They can rewind our life and watch us born. There's nothing that they don't know. So when they see it so far in advance, of course they can huddle around us and pray and send love, light, and energy. But for instance, a person that has a long, healthy, prosperous life, well, they can come back in a few hours on their time, pick us up and we're on our way. They can't get too worried about anything. Like I tried to set an example. I'm not an infant here. I'm 57 years of age. So Sylvia doesn't have to wait 48 hours to me. I'm 57. If I make it 20 years, what'd she wait? Maybe 7, 8 hours? My mom would take a nap and wake up and I'd be there. So what could Sylvia worry about? Nothing. Why? Because I'm going to her. So remember, it's so much easier for them in comparison it is to us. Because here, we have all this shit here. We have the depression, anxiety, bipolar, we got it all. So the good news is if we can take this place, we can pretty much take any place. That's the positive. So we do what we need to do. We take it on the chin. It's so much easier sometimes just to roll over and just do nothing. The problem of it is you don't really get credit for that. We don't want us to go 75% of our life. Something really happens dramatically and our life just stops and we are just like on automatic pilot. We don't live in the present. We don't look to the future. We're just stuck and we don't do anything. The problem with that, we get back over there. We didn't do the last quarter of our life. What does that mean? It means you get to go back and do it again to get it right this time. Just like at college. If you flunk a class, you can't graduate until you pass that class. Same thing here. That's why I never understood when someone is like 70 and they want to take their own life. I'm thinking, what the hell? Do you think that's short? You got to go back as an infant, live to 70 years. You may have 8 more years longer than that. Wouldn't you want to put in 8 more years and want to do 78 years all over again? Not a good idea. Elizabeth Fritzer, when you get off here, go to chrisrightnow.com, and that's my website. You'll see the prayer line. It's free of charge. Put your name on the prayer line. You can say what the surgery is about, or just put your name. And what that means, myself, my staff, our congregation, everybody we know, we will all pray for you and send you energy. And I personally believe that surgery is going to go well for you. But you also listen to the doctors and make sure you pay attention to the therapy that you need to do after the surgery takes place. That means I don't want you getting up the next day and cleaning the house. And you know what I mean, Elizabeth. Christina Miller. Have I shared lives with my friends, Mandy and Jen? Yeah, but it would be more like them being your sisters, which is a lot like they are now in this lifetime, except technically they're their friends, not blood, but yes, you have. And that's how we originate to have family in the first place. We have had a lot of lives with each other. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the same thing every time. For instance, my mother's been my mother's, been my brother, been my uncle, been a lot of different things. And someone that's in their last life, it's very common for them to be male, female. We pretty much have to do all of it in order to be in our last life to be able to achieve and be done with in the first place. But the mass majority, like for instance, if I've been a female a certain many times, but the majority of my life has been male. It means I'm a male entity on the other side. Okay, I'm reading, so just bear with me. I am doing well, Rose, thank you. Aaron, I'm sure Booty says hi back to you. In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's my cat. Okay, so this is Rose. Spirit guides, you're saying plural when there's just one. And that person would go by the name of Katrina. Francis Souders. I know I've had, well, I think if we're looking at the number of your past lives, it would be the 39 or 40. So this being the last one, it would be either 40 or 41. Yes, I think this is the last, but keep in mind this, because when you're in your last life, that means you have a tendency to chart in a harder, more difficult life to go through and to endure because the young souls can't handle it. And we'll see nowadays, most of the old souls coming in because the world that we're in doesn't have a whole lot of time to be here, okay? Teely Ruhatsky, thank you for being a member. I appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Yes, you will only go where your cats can go because you're like me, they're like your children. So um, you'll be able to make that work. So don't fret about it. That's not even an option. Michelle, you're welcome. Thank you. Aaron, I think the money will come in about a week, a little bit more than 2 or 3 days, but not much longer. Kim, I think, hello, have I met the right guy? Yes, I believe that you have. Kelly, I'm sorry it's not on your birth certificate. That's where they screwed up. But, if I were to be able to get numbers, I would give it to you. That's something I can't do. And I'm not going to guess at it because I don't do that. If I don't know, I don't know. I'll tell you. I'm not going to guess. Brandon Gray. Hello, Chris. Do you think my mom's new security cams will catch anything? Yes, Brandon, on one condition. I think you've got to go out and space this. It looks like a little bit more to like the left, and there's a big look through the cameras because there's a big blind spot, and you want to be able to know who and what's there and be able to know what it, all of it. So go and view what the cameras see, and you're either going to have to get another one or position them so they cover more peripheral than what they cover. Okay. Yes, Cheryl, your father does visit you. I don't think there's so much to do with signs except for dimes that you find in crazy spots, but that's cool. Uh, she'll, yes, I believe your daughter will marry who she's with now. That's a good thing. He's good, and she's gonna have she's a silent one, dominant one. She'll be more in control. Michelle Blake, thank you for being a member. Yes, I believe you'll definitely work eventually in a hostel. Yes. Mel, I think you have to be patient because there's nothing moving at the job right now. Time for this, I think, will be about the beginning of summer next year. It's worth the weight in gold that you stay there because eventually you'll get into a much more harder, profitable position, but it's what you want. You work hard anyway, so you're not a stranger to it. That's a good thing. And you guys, you go to chrisrightnow.com and book a reading at the website. Check out the jewelry line, check out the books, check out the clothing, check it all out. That's chrisrightnow.com. Or you're more than capable of calling the office at 408 379 7070. Now, somebody's friending you on here, soliciting you in any way, it's not me, okay? There's two ways to get a hold of me, my website or telephone number. I'm not going to friend you, I'm not going to solicit you, so it's not me. In other words, there's a few people out there pretending to be me, and it's pissing me off. Uh, Anoni's temple, I wouldn't trust the E-Star woman. No, keep your money in your pocket, please. Give me a break. Jackie, thank you so much for being a member. And your spirit guide is Roma, like the smell of aroma. Evelyn Soto, hi Chris. Do you see me and my husband moving from New Jersey? No, but I think you'll move in the state of New Jersey, so that's a good thing. Tis Taco Ferry, thank you for being a member. Hello, Chris. I keep waking up at 3 a.m. Is it my spirit guide? No, it's your grandmother. Tanya Burt, thank you for being a member. Chris, my dad's house officially goes on the market on Wednesday. How long will it take to sell? The beginning of March. Make sure they're doing open houses. Make sure that your real estate person is on it, because I think they're lazy. Remember, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Yeah, Loopy, I think that German Shepherd visits you, but I think in one of your past lives, you were for some reason around a lot of wolves. They look like German Shepherds, just a lot bigger than German Shepherds. So a lot of times, as a psychic, you can see certain things like this, and you can talk to the client, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And the reason why they won't know is because it doesn't necessarily apply to this lifetime, but someone like you, Loopy, and thank you for being a member. You know, you've been an animal lover in all your lives, so for you to have wolves around you back in your cowboy and Indian time period is not unusual. Right now, it'd be like, what the hell is that woman doing? But back in those days, you know, you live off the land and things like this, that's more normal. So, but animals don't forget, and animals all go to heaven. So, you know, when you've been an animal lover like yourself, you just have a lot going to be there when you get over there, but I think you'll be fine with that. Everybody stay uplifted. God bless. If you want to follow me over, I'm going to Instagram right now. If you don't get your question answered here, follow me to Instagram. It's the Sylvia Browne group, and, you know, YouTube is psychic awareness. Okay, God bless.